Welcome. Before we begin today's journey into how you create your reality, I want to address the most subtle, yet destructive force standing between you and your dreams. It is not lack of effort. It is not bad timing. And it is often not even a lack of belief in the traditional sense. It is something far more insidious, the victim mentality. We need to look very closely at what this actually is, because society has spent decades telling us that we are all victims of our circumstances. You hear phrases like, "It wasn't my fault," or "My past trauma caused this," or "The system is rigged against me." And while truth and accountability are important, when these thoughts become the primary lens through which you view your life, they become a self-fulfilling prophecy that blocks manifestation dead in its tracks. So, what happens when you adopt the victim persona specifically while trying to manifest? Why does this mindset act as an invisible wall? First, let's understand the energetic signature of the victim. When you speak as a victim, you are essentially saying, "I am powerless." You are stating, "Something else is happening to me," or "Someone else is in control of my life." In the language of manifestation, power is currency. You cannot receive what you are giving away. If your internal state screams, "I am at the mercy of external forces," then the universe, which operates on a principle of energetic alignment, will mirror that back to you. It will bring you more situations where you feel helpless, more obstacles where you feel controlled, and more reasons to feel small. The universe is trying to tell you something profound. You cannot attract abundance while you are energetically broadcasting scarcity and surrender. Think about the mechanism of it. When a person says, "My boss doesn't respect me," they are not describing an external event. They are defining their internal reality. They are taking ownership of someone else's action, but they frame it as a personal injury. This creates a victim state that invites more disrespect, because you are no longer standing in your own power to set boundaries or choose how you respond. You have handed the remote control to someone else. And if you are looking for a promotion or better pay, while you are energetically connected to a boss who doesn't respect you, you will keep attracting bosses who don't respect you. The vibration of victimhood attracts more victimhood. It is simple physics of energy. Now, let's look at the specific dangers of this mentality when it comes to manifesting desires. The first and perhaps most insidious danger is the erosion of gratitude. Gratitude is the glue that holds manifestation together. When you are in a state of victimhood, your eyes are always fixed on what is missing. You say, "If only I had," or "If only life was different." You cannot be grateful for what you have if you are constantly lamenting what you lack. But here is the catch. Even when you complain about your lack, you are still focused on the lack. The universe doesn't care about your complaints. It cares about your vibration. So, by complaining about the empty wallet while feeling helpless to change it, you are vibrating at the frequency of poverty and powerlessness. You are effectively saying, "My current reality is my identity." That blocks the door to new realities wide open from being opened, because you have locked yourself inside a box of your own making. The second danger is the paralysis of responsibility. This is critical. The victim mentality says, "I am a product of my environment." It suggests that your bank account, your health, and your relationships are determined by things outside of your control. But manifestation is entirely about the internal creation of external reality. If you believe you have no power over your circumstances, why would you think you can change them? You start waiting for permission, waiting for rescue, waiting for a sign to save you. This is where the beggar energy enters in full force. You stop acting as the architect and become a tourist in your own life, hoping that someone else will come along and fix the map for you. But no one is coming. The universe respects agency, not passivity. It responds to action taken from a place of power, not requests made from a place of despair. There is also the danger of self-sabotage disguised as humility or realism. When we are trapped in victim thinking, we use it as an excuse for our own failures. We say, "I didn't get that job because I was born poor," or "I can't find love because my parents divorced." While your background is real, your identity does not have to be a slave to your history. When you cling to your past trauma or circumstances as the sole explanation for your present reality, You absolve yourself of the responsibility to create change. You become a statue in your own life story, and a statue cannot move forward into new territories. You cannot manifest a new future if you are energetically tethered to your old past. The victim mentality tells you that your history defines your destiny, but the truth is your choices define your destiny right now. Another massive danger is the isolation it creates. When you operate from a place of, no one understands my pain, or everyone has it easier than me, you push potential supporters away. You become difficult to work with because you are projecting a sense of perpetual suffering onto others. People feel drained when around a chronic victim mentality because they sense that there is no energy of growth, only energy of stagnation. And if you are trying to manifest a business partner, a spouse, or a community, you cannot attract people who want to build with someone who wants to dwell in the wreckage. You will find that your relationships reflect this. Either they enable your victimhood, allowing you to play the role forever, or they leave because you have no space for them. Both outcomes reinforce the belief that I am alone and helpless, which further entrenches the mentality. We must also talk about how the victim mentality distorts your perception of opportunities. When you are in this state, you look at every situation through a lens of threat. You see obstacles everywhere. A rejection letter is not feedback. It's proof that the world hates you. A delayed project is not a timing issue. It's proof that you aren't worthy. The victim mentality magnifies the negatives and ignores the positives. It creates a filter where only the bad news can get through. This means that even if miracles happen, you will miss them or dismiss them because you don't want to admit that your beliefs have been wrong. You say, well, it worked this time because I got lucky, rather than acknowledging your power. Luck is what happens when you lose track of your own power. And the victim mentality makes you feel incredibly unlucky. But here is the hard truth. The only person who can save you from the trap of victimhood is you. No guru, no friend, and certainly no universe will carry you out of that mindset. You must choose to wake up to it. You must look in the mirror and ask yourself, am I blaming the world for my feelings, or am I owning my power to change them? How do we shift this? We start by reframing the narrative. Instead of saying, my boss is terrible, you say, I am choosing how to respond to my boss. Instead of, I am broken because of my past, you say, I am healing and growing from my past. It is a conscious decision to take the pen back from the hand of fate and start writing your own story. When you stop identifying as a victim, something magical happens. Your energy expands. You become lighter. You realize that while you cannot control what people think or do, you have 100% control over how you react. And that is where your power lies. When you claim that power, the universe immediately notices. Doors that were locked open because they saw someone standing in their own strength. Opportunities appear not as rescues sent from heaven, but as natural results of you stepping into the frequency of a creator. So today I challenge you to audit your thoughts. Every time you catch yourself saying, why me? Or it's not fair, stop, pause, ask yourself, how can I choose a different story in this moment? Can I see myself as the author instead of the character being acted upon? This is the work of liberation. Remember, abundance cannot live in a house built on resentment and helplessness. You want to manifest a life of joy, success, and love. But that house cannot be built while you are actively tearing down your own foundation by claiming victimhood. Build the foundation with gratitude, responsibility, and unshakable power. Stand up straight. Look people in the eye. Speak as if you have the answers because deep down you do. The power has never left you. It was just buried under layers of I can't. Today you dig it out. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are the creator of your response to them. And in that creation lies your freedom. In that freedom lies your power. In that power lies the ability to manifest anything you desire. The era of waiting for salvation is over. Your arrival is what everyone was waiting for. Step into it now, with your head high and your heart open to the possibilities that are already yours to claim. Thank you for listening. Go forth and create.